Okay, so it's 3 in the morning and I gotta get to bed so I can go to work, but I wanna get something posted. This one is fairly short. I've got a ridiculously good downtown match I just spent like, God, it must have been a half hour long. It was ridiculous, but I gotta render that one, but I wanna get this one posted. This isn't really all that eventful. I was away from the keyboard for the first minute or so of this, and when I jumped in here, things weren't going too well. It is kind of fun dodging out of the way when they try to charge you with the vehicles, but we're really getting pushed back here. Thought I'd jump forward and take him out, but somebody got him before I did. This was I wanted to post this because there was some really good teamwork going on in here at one point, and what was really remarkable about it is that there were several new players involved, and they were doing typical new player behavior with the orb, where they'd pick up the orb and if I was sitting there in a vehicle next to them, you know, they would assume that oh, you're in a vehicle, you want to tow me somewhere, right? And they jump up on their hoverboards and link up like they wanted to be towed somewhere, even though, you know, I would feel that necessarily under the circumstances they need to stay put. But in this case, they listened to me, you know, they stayed put and they hung on, which was, and then when they did need to move, they moved. You know, it was brilliant. I loved it. But did the usual, you know, bitching and griping when some noob took the orb and captured center. Because, you know, that does piss people off, and he got yelled at by about 3 or 4 or 5 people for that. Because we're sitting there, you know, playing like hell trying to hold on to our prime, and in the middle of that, this guy grabs the orb and runs the center and caps center with it. You know, if there's one thing you can do that's guaranteed to piss off your entire team on this level, that's pretty much it. Well, and they never confess, you know. It's very rare that whoever does that will ever speak up and now here we go. See, I get in the vehicle. I really just want to help him defend the prime, but, you know, as soon as I'm in the vehicle, you know, it's like reflex. He jumps up on his hoverboard. He thinks I'm going to tow him somewhere. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. This is not a good time for that. No. And I'm telling him here, stay by the prime. Okay, at this point we could go forward, but our prime just went down because he wasn't watching it, and the blue orb is there. So now we kind of got to build up our prime here. But yeah, we could go at this point, except blue has the eastern. Blue has the east side there, or they're building up the east side. And there's really nowhere for us to go at this point. And I'm telling this guy again, stay. See, we just lost west. See, this is not a good time. You know, you gotta. This is not a good time for that move. If the flyer was here, yeah, maybe you could get over to enemy prime in time to take advantage of only having one node like that. But at this point, actually, you know, looking at this replay, you know, maybe I'm being a little too conservative here because No, I'm confused. We're on the red team, aren't we? Yeah, okay. Both sides are blue. That's the bad thing, right? Yeah, okay. I got it straight now. Yeah, I was right after all. Well, anyway, you know, I'm sitting here trying to hold the prime with the thing, and I'm having to type at this guy at the same time. You know, don't jump up on your hoverboard wanting me to grab you, because I'm not going yet. Now I am wanting to go, so I have to tell the guy, okay, go. Yeah, orb to west, and he does it. You know, he jumps up and he gets on, and we go. And there you go. That's teamwork. I mean, I had to tell him. You know, he's a new player. I did have to tell him, but you know, but he saw it. You know, and he did what he had to do, and we got it done. And now we got both sides, so we're good. And it's still kind of up in the air at this point. I'm going to lose this Scorpion here. But yeah, this is what it's all about. I mean, it doesn't have to be done that way. I was in a match earlier this evening. This Saitama Or's character was in it, and I was bitching and griping at him quite a bit because, well, he was the one that recently was doing this business where on, say, downtown, he would drive the tank up into the home prime and keep it there the entire match, and he might move it out if his team had the entire map, but often he was just sitting in the home prime with a tank the entire match, which was a really weird thing. And now I've noticed that on Serenity, he's picked up the habit where he'll take the orb and he'll run it to the levee node, and he'll camp there. He'll camp there waiting for the levee and that's all he does, you know. And I was griping at him quite a bit because I wasn't happy with that situation at all. I mean, well, we lost the match because of it. I wasn't real happy with that. I just felt like it was a bad strategy. But you know, it's kind of neutral. I mean, I still don't like it because to me it basically means that you're essentially having to play without the orb because the orb is sitting motionless over there at the mine node. I mean, yeah, it increases the chance that you're going to get that levee, but if the other team has any sense at all, they're going to run their orb and they're going to take over the map and they're going to hit your core, and by the time you get that great levee, the only thing you're going to be able to do with it is maybe take your prime back. So it's just a bad strategy for me, but you know, you can make it work. I mean, one thing I know from playing this game is you can't make the other players do what you think they need to do. It's just not going to happen, you know. The thing you got to do is adapt what you're doing to suit what it is they're insisting on doing. So say Saitama Ors is insisting on taking the orb to mine and camping it there constantly. Well, that just means that you've got to put more effort into defending your prime and holding the other prime without the orb. See, so that when he gets that precious levee, you know, there'll be something offensive he can do with it. You know, because as if he's not being offensive enough as it is. But, you know, you work with your team like that. You know, if they want to do something screwed up like that, well, you know, you can find a way to make it work sometimes. If you can find a way to make it work, you can win the match. And we did win a match like that. So I can't say it's an entirely bad strategy. I mean, I can see where he's going with it, but I didn't like it. I prefer that somebody run the orb, but, you know, again, you know, it's just what you make of it. This one here, you know, you see what we did. We had that great assault, you know. We grabbed the orb and we ran it all the way to EP. Almost made it, except for that blue tank that showed up at the last minute. But we eventually took it, and it's all over bar the shouting at this point. We just gotta playing defensively while we wait for our attackers to take down what's left of their core. And I gotta post this, and I gotta render this match. I just spent like half an hour on it downtown because that was nuts. And I'd like to see new maps as much as anybody, but you know, downtown's popular for a reason, I think. You know, the more people play these maps, the more familiar they are, the more I guess you could say expert behavior you see out of them, and it's amazing what they accomplish sometimes.
Your core is heavily damaged.
I really ought to try to attack more. I don't know, you know, I don't mind doing this as long as somebody attacks. I don't mind holding the strong points. I mean, somebody's got to do it.
Blue core destroyed.
Anyway, yeah, nice match. Have a good evening.